I've sold my iPhone 16e. The iPhone 16e came out almost 1 year ago. But now, in 2026, I want to take a look back and see, was it really worth it? It was a very compromised iPhone that wasn't that cheap, but still today, it's the entry model lineup. So if you want to buy an iPhone, that's still the cheapest way to do it new. So if you are excited, drop down below, subscribe to the channel, let's talk about one of the weirdest but most bought iPhones ever, the iPhone E model. Let's get started. The iPhone 16e is the cheapest iPhone you can currently buy on the iPhone lineup, new. This is a very weird iPhone. Just like the iPhone Air, it only has one 40 megapixel main sensor. It has the same aluminum design as the iPhone 17s, and it does feature an OLED display, although it does not have a dynamic island. So, what's the purpose of the iPhone 16e? Well, I would say it's to capture the lower end of the market, right? But then, why is it so expensive? Why? I mean, it costs like $600. It's a very expensive iPhone for what it is. For this type of money, you can get like an iPhone 14 Pro, which is quite insane because if you compare both iPhones, you will see that the 14 Pro is much better. I had a video comparing both iPhones on my channel, so go check it out. But I think it's very enlightening for what you will get for your $600. Definitely buy the iPhone 14 Pro if you don't want to watch that video fully. But again, I do believe that the iPhone 16e does have a purpose, although it's so niche, so small, it doesn't make any sense. Because normally these types of products, these cheaper iPhones, they target wider audiences. They target wider markets that don't have as many buy power. I do believe that the iPhone 16e does not address the cheaper end of the market. No, it does address the business market, because there are companies, businesses, they want to buy phones for their employees or to work, and they want the cheapest, because if they buy 10,000 iPhones, a difference of $100 makes a lot of a difference. So they want the cheaper iPhone. Carriers also, they want to offer iPhones on their carrier plans, and this is way cheaper than the iPhone 17. The iPhone 17 is a bit more expensive and need to differentiate the plans. And so, having this cheaper iPhone makes sense. I do believe this was a request from business, B2B, not B2C. Apple does not sell that many iPhone 16e to consumers. That's my perspective. Because, again, I bought it. I paid $600 for it. And I've used it for like 6 months before I sold it 2 months ago. And I don't think it's a great iPhone. I think it's a very compromised iPhone, especially on the camera side. That 40 megapixel main sensor, although it has a 40 megapixel main sensor, is not the best. And now having an ultra wide and a telephoto, well, that wouldn't be a problem, just like the iPhone Air. But that iPhone doesn't have anything more special, while the iPhone Air does have the other compromises and advantages that it has. So it has a smaller battery, yes, but it has an incredible design and body, and you would know what you are sacrificing for. While with the iPhone 16e, you know what you're sacrificing for. Price. And still, the price is too steep. I think this iPhone, if it costed like $400, perfect sweet spot. Even $500, it would be stretching it out, but still, I understand why people bought it. $600? I mean, you are like less than $200 away from the iPhone 17. So I don't believe it makes a big impact of you saving that money and getting the iPhone 16e. The 17 is so much better. You get 120 hertz, you get a way better camera system, you get way better battery life, and it doesn't make any sense. Why would you pay $150 less and get a way worse iPhone? But again, I do believe that the iPhone 16e will continue to sell, because people that are not literate, people that don't understand about technology, they want to go into the Apple store and get an iPhone. And so they buy the iPhone 16e. It's the cheapest. And, I mean, it does look like older iPhones that they had. I mean, maybe the iPhone 12, the iPhone 13. And they want to still keep using the same iPhone for cheap. Their old battery is dead. They don't want to upgrade the battery or put a new one. They don't want to upgrade for a very expensive phone, and so they buy the iPhone 16e. But I don't believe these are lots of people. Like I told you again, I do believe this is a B2B business, for businesses and carriers, and that's why Apple created the iPhone 16e. But to answer the bigger question of this video, should you buy the iPhone 16e? Well, I don't think so. I think that the iPhone 16e is not a phone for most people. I think that this iPhone is for those that want to buy on volume. So if you want to buy like 100 iPhones and you want to save $100 per iPhone, makes sense. Buy the iPhone 16e. It does everything that you need to be a phone, browses the web, has the Apple ecosystem, has access to FaceTime and iMessage, has access to the App Store and iOS. But I do believe that if you are buying this for yourself, for your kids, for your grandma, even for your grandma, I don't think this is a great iPhone. Because again, you'll be paying $600, and again, This iPhone will lose lots of value in the future. The iPhone 14 Pro won't, because it has already lost almost all of its value. Currently at $600, I do believe it will lose around $200 more, maybe, and then it will be obsolete. While with the iPhone 16e, if you buy right now, it will lose and lose. I think these iPhones in 4 or 5 years will cost like $150. These are very, very simple iPhones. And you can take a look back at the iPhone SE, the older generation iPhone 16e. It's a very simple iPhone with a very old design, and it ended up being obsolete. Even if it had software upgrades, it looked obsolete, it behaved obsolete, and the cameras were obsolete. So the iPhone 16e, although it's pretty new, it's only less than a year old, it already looks obsolete. In terms of the camera, it's already not the best. And again, in terms of the battery, it's not the best. But if I want to take something positive of this experience of buying the iPhone 16e, was the fact that I loved using a smaller iPhone. I think it was the biggest advantage about the iPhone 16e was the small form factor. And that's why I bought the iPhone 17 Pro this time around. Because one, I broke my hand and I couldn't use the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And two, because of the experience of using the iPhone 16e, I loved using a small iPhone. I wanted to use the iPhone 16e simply because of the size. And that compelled me to buy the smaller iPhone 17 Pro with a much better camera system, much better battery life, much better display, and with the same form factor. If you want a smaller iPhone, this is the way to go. And it's awesome. The camera difference is insane. You have the ultra-wide and the telephoto. And even if you don't think that's worth it, trust me guys, next year or two, you will. This is awesome. Oh, one thing that you also don't have with the iPhone 16e is the camera button right here. It doesn't matter. And so, at the end of the day, is the iPhone 16e worth it in 2026? No, I don't believe it is. I don't believe that you should buy the iPhone 16e. You have better options for cheaper, 13 Pro Max, iPhone 14 Pro, or even 14 Pro Max. You can buy those refurbished with good battery health and for the same amount of money, and it will give you a way better experience, like a way better experience. And you can also buy Android phones that are better for the same price range. You can buy the Google Pixel 10a, I think, or 9a, whatever, the cheapest version of the Google Pixel. That's much better value in my opinion. You can also buy the Samsung phones. Last year's Samsung phones, probably that price. Okay, that was a joke, but you can get an S24 Ultra. Pretty cool for $800, $700. Even discounted for $600. You can probably find it. Android phones, they devalued a lot. So I don't believe that the iPhone 16e, for the average consumer, is a good buy. Although, if you have $600 to spend, you really want an iPhone, and you don't buy refurbished or second-hand phones because, I don't know why, then the iPhone 16e is your only option. It's your only option. So, yeah, grab one. Or maybe not, because you can buy the iPhone 15 or the iPhone 16 for that price on third-party stores new. So, there's actually no point on buying the iPhone 16e. Truly disappointing. And so, let me know below what you think about the iPhone 16e. Do you have one? Have you used one? Do you think it's useless? Or do you think it has a purpose? Me, like I told you before, several times in this video, B2B. Business to business. This is a business iPhone, nothing more. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.